everybody, how's it going? So I'm still at Trey's Sweaty Garage here at smoky Glendale, California. Used to be sunny Glendale until some genius thought it'd be a great idea to light the entire hill on fire.
Look, man, it's very, very important that we know whether or not he's having a boy or a girl, okay? It was worth it.
Apparently. Anyway, today we are checking out the Engl Savage 120. What's it sound like? Like this.
Sounds like a beautiful choir of evil angels.
All right, everybody, so we're checking out the Engl Savage 120. I've had this thing for about a year now. I've used it in a bunch of videos. I haven't done a dedicated video on it yet. Think I'm kind of due. So for all you bass players out there, it means it's a 120 watt tube amp. Amazing stuff, isn't it?
They put it right in the name, just for you.
So the video's titled Worse Than Piloting a 747 because there were so many switches and knobs, and honestly, I swear I haven't even figured out half the freaking functions yet on this thing. There's just so much to choose from, and I'd highly recommend picking one up for yourself and going through all the different settings, because there's no way I'm ever gonna be able to go through all the different ways you can set this up in this video and keep you guys interested.
On top of that, you can't read, so the fact that they're labeled with English words doesn't help you at all. He has to go through and try all of them and just figure it out.
I was going to make a suggestion that if you do want to see a video where you go through every last switch combination and all the really nitpicky stuff that everybody just loves, check out Henning Pauly's show.
If you've got 47 minutes to kill.
So we get 4 channels. We got clean, crunch, crunch 2, and lead. So I'm gonna have Trey play a few of these, and I'm gonna switch it through a couple different modes and see what the hell happens. So Trey, you wanna take it away here? Let's start out with some cleans. There's just so many modes there on the one channel. You could probably take up half a day dialing it in just to getting it perfectly where you want it.
Yeah, for the 4 seconds there's a clean tone in any song that I write.
The Savage 120 mounts a pair of 6550 tubes in the power section for a much more unique sound than a typical 6L6 based amp. The Savage also carries a whopping 6 tubes in the preamp section, has 4 individual channels, and has so many knobs, switches, bells, and whistles that it's liable to give your bass player a brain aneurysm if he ever tries to operate it. Seriously, I've been playing with this amp over the last 3 months, and I feel like I've only scratched the surface of its capabilities. Clearly, this amp can handle anything you can throw at it, and it's versatile enough to be the perfect solution for the home studio.
So next up, let's try Crunch Channel. Let's see what we get.
I'm going in to Crunch City!
Hear that? There's a noise gate. Cool.
It's the notes that you don't play.
That's a pretty clean gate. Now on the Fireball 100, I really dug the crunch as well. This kind of lets you have a cleaner channel and a crunchier channel, but you get 2 crunches as well. But just play a few more chords on that. That's not bad. It's not like overly shrill or anything like that. It's real smooth, so I dig that quite a bit. Well, yeah, let's try out the Crunch 2 channel, see what we get, see if we can find it here.
I just wrote a whole AC/DC album just right there.
There you go. So I threw on the depth boost on that, kind of brought the presence back just a tiny bit, and brought the treble back as well, but I don't think that's too bad at all. Give me a few power chords with that. Let's just hear a couple. Yeah, that delivers the goods, really. I mean, like, yeah, you want to play some classic Priest or Maiden, that's probably the channel you're going to want to go with.
Was it Rock Lobster or Breaking the Law? We'll never know.
Yeah, there we... It's...
Breaking the law! Breaking the law!
I was going to say illegally parking. There we go. That's our version.
Nice. We get to keep that ad money. Yes!
Yes. Now, the reason we're all here, especially when it comes to an Engl amp, is we want to hear the metal channel. We want to hear the heavy shit. So I'm going to crank that on. Trey, if you would. Now, what worked for me there was taking the input from high down to low. It seemed to give the tone just a little bit more headroom to work with. Can we hear that one more time, Trey? When working with high gain tones, of course, there's always a trade-off. When you add more and more gain, you do lose a bit of the overall character of the guitar. I think that switch should be kind of switched off when it comes to doing like high gain rhythm tones. Maybe for the lead tones, you'd be okay with having it in the other mode, but I think for rhythm, especially in this situation, it's working very well.
It's also going to make a difference the pickups you're using, because these are super high output EMGs,
right,
so
exactly.
that might be different if it's a different guitar.
Like, let's check this out. This might not do the same thing. So this is Trey's 7-string Kiesel. Ooh, and that gate's still on. Cool. Now let me throw that back on one more time. Let's see what happens here. Put that on the high gain input. See if that makes any difference, because these are slightly quieter pickups. Yeah, you know what? That might work a bit better with this guitar. Again, the trick is when you have an amp like this is to experiment and see what works best with your playing style.
Also, like you were saying, there's a lot of stuff on this amp.
There is.
And that's one of those things that's really powerful. It's got a lot of options. That's something you got to try.
Right, exactly. The other thing is to not get yourself lost with trying out all the options, because you could probably be here for 3 days dialing stuff in and going, did I like this? Did I like that? Because I used to be completely OCD about this kind of stuff when I was learning how to record amps, and I'd spend days and days and days and days, you know, just doing reamps on clients' projects and just change the most minor thing and then like reamp an entire record. So the trick is, don't let yourself get carried away. It's real easy to fall into that trap. Try and find something that works and stick with it. The big thing for me right now is I'm not sure if I want the contour button in or not. I'm like, it's pretty cool with it off. Like, it's really got a nice fat sound. Now, the one thing I have not been able to figure out is what the tone balance knob does. It doesn't seem to be working on any of the channels. I'm sure the guys at Engl are probably, no, it's because of this, you moron! And that's totally fine. That's probably a valid assessment. I should probably write to the Engl guys and ask, hey, what the hell does that do on the Savage? Anyway, because I honestly don't have a clue. Now, for me anyway, when it comes to home recording, I want to know how well an amp works in a mix. So joining me on this segment is Jackson Ward and John Suki. Let's let it rip. that's the Engl Savage 120. I've been using it on a bunch of different demos over the last year while I'm down here in LA because it's a complete and total studio workhorse with all 4 channels just being completely stellar. At $2,900, it's not the cheapest amp you can find, but it might just be the last amp you're ever going to need.
I would hope so. Spend that kind of money, you're gonna get 4 channels. You don't want to get 2 amps, you know?
Anyway, if you have the means, I highly recommend checking one out. I'll have links in the description below. Trey, thanks so much for being on the show.
Yeah, dog.
And we'll see you guys next time. And of course, thank you very much to Engl for making the amp available. I'm freaking out of here.